Stereotype you come into mind: Korea,
Coffee,
Japan,
karaoke,
France,
food,
America,
exaggerated,
China,
forbidden city,
Russia,
no emotion,
Australia.
opportunity. My name's Lewis, I'm from the UK and I've been in Korea for 4 years working as an actor and presenter.
What's the difference being in UK versus being in Korea?
As a white person, I feel like there's more opportunities in Korea as opposed to the UK. So that's why I've stayed here for 4 years so far.
How is it being a white man in Korea generally?
For me, it's been mostly okay. Most people I meet want to speak English and practice English. However, I've had sometimes like people would just ignore me or maybe not sit by me on the bus. But I mean, I'm okay with that. I like my space. I think for me, it's just been more opportunities or meeting lots of different people from like directors and having opportunities to get to travel around and meet like local people in Korea, which has been interesting for me as a white person.
What is the biggest culture shock you have had here?
Cultural shock, I have to say, like respecting older people. In the UK, that privilege is earned, but in Korea it's kind of expected that you need to be polite and show respect to the older generation.
Have you ever been fetishized by Korean?
I mean, I've had people want to be my friend because I'm white, or maybe to show their family or friends, or I have a foreign friend. So I guess you could say I have at some point.
Do you feel comfortable about that?
Yeah, I don't mind. I get to meet people, but I think the longer I've been here, the more careful I am about who I am friends with.
How can you sense that?
I guess maybe wanting to spend time with me, people that I don't normally hang around with, invite me to events, and then I realize I'm the only like white person there. So I feel like it's kind of like set up, perhaps.
What is the stereotype you think the locals, Korean people, have to white people?
I feel like they might think privileged. I think they might feel like we're privileged because of European culture and history. So I feel like they kind of like, not idolize, but like with beauty standards, like want white skin or white products. So I feel like...
Do you agree the beauty standard here then?
I'm not a fan of the beauty standard. I think it's a lot of pressure on people, especially when you apply for jobs. A lot of people get plastic surgery just to put on their resume, which I don't really think it should have anything to do with the way they look.
Is it common to have plastic surgery in UK?
No. Maybe as a woman sometimes for like breast or nose, like male or female, but not really too much plastic surgery. Yeah, plastic surgery in the UK is expensive. So I feel like in Korea, because it's more affordable, and I've heard some people get plastic surgery from their grandparents for like graduation or like birthdays. So it's really strange to me. I think there's nothing wrong with it, but maybe the amount that you have, maybe you should try and love yourself first before like changing your image.
Can you tell us one good thing about China and America?
For America, it probably has to be the idea of an American dream. And for China, I think for me, because I've traveled before, more the like history and local people in China, I think it'd been really nice.
Do you have any stereotype on American?
For American, I'd probably say really exaggerated, over the top, and not all the time that smart.
What do you have any stereotype to Chinese?
I think there's always like the red curtain, but the people that I've met have been really friendly and really nice. I think take the government out, the people are really nice.
On the other hand, can you tell us one bad thing about China and America?
Okay, a bad thing for China probably has to be the like censorship with like social media. I've seen with like walking across the crossing, if you jaywalk, your face comes up on a sign, so I don't like that kind of social side. For America, probably the guns. I think like the amount of guns and crime, it's not that great, not safe.
So you have been living here for 4 years. Can you distinguish different Asians?
Yeah, of course. I think Koreans tend to care about the way they look. A lot of Koreans I've met as well are quite tall, which I was surprised about. For Chinese people, they can be a little forward, maybe a bit rude sometimes. And for Japan, it has to do with their hairstyle, their teeth, and the way they dress.
What about Southeast Asia? Can you distinguish them?
Yeah, I think the Southeast Asians, they seem to be a lot more friendly, a lot more happy, and seem to be really family orientated and love food.
Which is the best country in the world?
The best country, I mean, probably for me, I quite like Australia. I feel like it's a lot more relaxed, climate is better, work-life balance as well, a lot of natural beauty, and a 4-day working week. Yeah, that's it.
Are you proud to be a British in Korea?
I think so, yeah. I think having been here, I can use the British card, English gentleman, also for like education, and a lot of people want to learn English as well. So in my line of work, I've got to do like education videos, and you can use like football and history as well.
Do you think Korean people, they prefer UK accent or American accent in English?
Oh, it should be the British accent, but it's the American accent. A lot of places I've been and jobs I've done, I've been asked to talk in an American accent, just because that's kind of like the standard way that Koreans learn English.
What is the proudest things being a British here?
Oh, I would say history and like culture, but for me, I think it's more about like London, royal family, Commonwealth as well. I think it's still good.
What is the first stereotype you come into mind?
Just one thing.
Following countries. Korea,
Coffee,
Japan,
karaoke,
France,
rude,
America,
exaggerated,
China,
forbidden city,
Russia.
no emotion,
So one more for me. Australia.
opportunity.
What advice would you give to someone thinking about moving to Korea?
I think not to overthink it and just go for it. Don't worry about the language to start with, and you can pick things up when your feet are on the ground.
So what is the hardest thing living in Korea?
Hardest thing, probably the like respect for the older generation. I think sometimes that gets in the way. A lot of younger Koreans obviously are used to that level of respect. I'm not rude, but I'm not that way of thinking. So if you want respect from me, you need to earn it. So that's hard for me.
Will you ever be offended by older generation?
I live in quite a residential area. I'm the only foreign person. So I've had before a few things with like cycling is a big one. It still takes a while to get used to, but I spoke to them in Korean and then they didn't talk to me after.